What are your instant regret trademark sign moments with your so? My GF showed me a picture from her college track star days. Over the last few years we've grown more in love. And before my brain could process an intelligent response, I just blurted out, man, you used to be so skinny. Oh. Okay, as she walks away. Wathe vidong gif. Iplana sweeting gif. We met in high school, so I pretty much did anything I could to impress her. She said she didn't like bananas, so for almost 6 years I've pretended to despise bananas and have to turn in an Oscar-worthy performance whenever I'm around her and we see one. I'm in too deep now. I have to eat them in secret. It's a heavy burden. Edit. I don't think you all understand. If I tell her, I promise you she will make me eat a banana for 3 meals a day for the next 6 years. That's bananas. B-A-N-A-N-O-S. I swear in 50 years I'm still going to hear that jingle in my head every time someone says bananas. This shit is bananas. We were wrestling and I was jokingly threatening him to shove my finger up his ass. I was fumbling around in the general area and accidentally did his butthole gently. I thought it was lower down. Super gentle dude. And yet it was like the earth stood still. We both froze and he doesn't trust me around his butthole to this day, even though my accidental butthole dude happened like 10 years ago. At least commit to it by yelling oil check before doing it. I regret that I only have one upvote to give this comment. The butthole never forgets. Memories like elephants. The little puckers. My boyfriend and I were talking about glasses frames because I need new ones. Him. What do you think about clear ones? Me. Nah. Aren't those out of style now? I think they make people's faces look bad. Him. Oh. Guess who has clear frames and walked away sadly into the kitchen. I still feel bad. Normally he wears contacts. All his feelings. One time we were making out early in the relationship and I paused the session to ask something. P. Disappointed at the interruption. Said, you know, you're bad at making out. Then I watched his brain catch up to his mouth and an expression of what have I done, oh no, instant regret cross his face. I laughed my ass off. We've been together 5 years. I have not forgotten. Great for him that you were good sports about it. A lot would have gone apeshit after that comment. I made the same comment to my ex-BF. It was the start of the end. I miss those basic country boy kisses, lol. Enjoy them, Missy. : Don't stop writing now. You're halfway to a hit country song. And my wife asked me, honey, am I fat? I replied, no honey, you're beautiful. She didn't like that I didn't answer her question. How is no not an answer? Am I fat? No. Answer the damn question. You said no, that's her answer. I was 17 years old and my girlfriend at the time was packing for a trip. We were talking about the combination she should use for her luggage. And I suggested using the date of my birthday, since her birthday would be too obvious. She then tells me, oh, I already set it to the 13th of October. And me, in my infinite wisdom, deadass said, but why? That's an insignificant date. In 1 second her face went through half a dozen expressions. Each one more terrifying than the last. In that moment I suddenly remembered. That was the day of our first date. Luckily before she could murder me right there, I quickly blurted out, wait, that said they were started joining out and all was forgiven. Damn. Good save. Hoo-hoo buddy. Close one. I've had the same thing happen but for her birthday. Took me solid 0.000001 seconds to realize I done goofed. My wife and I started dating on the 1st of June many years ago and got married on the 1st of June as well. Makes it very easy to work out the dates of things. My GF had a problems with super puffy hands and fingers after running. Wow, your arms, biceps, look so puffy. She looked at me and said my arms have never been puffy. Also the time she wanted my honest opinion on her purple lipstick, there was a lot of tears. Dark purple almost black is great but mostly in pictures and needs a lot of makeup with it or you look like a homeless goth. Unless homeless goth is your aesthetic, though. Can any girl pull off purple lipstick? We would have all lost that one. It looks great on darker skinned women. Not saying it doesn't on any other skin color. You gotta find a shade that works. Took video footage of an unstable ex who'd blow up at me for no reason periodically, and when she calmed down I showed it to her. You can imagine the reaction. It was considered an act of a-holeness, not one of justifying why I was right. Which I kind of understand from her view. That's when I knew it was over. I'm sure I got the idea from Everybody Loves Raymond. And that's how it went down. Badly. Now duck that. If someone is embarrassed to see themselves on video, that's on them all the way around. Was in a really abusive relationship for 3 years. Now with a wonderful woman. Woke up in the middle of the night after a particularly bad nightmare and turned over and accidentally kneed her gently and said shit. Name of ex, I'm sorry. In my dumb sleepy phase. Instantly backdaled after realizing what I'd done. She caught it, but I made up some shit excuse and we let it go. I still think about it to this day. Hey man. Trauma comes in a lot of forms. Are you doing okay? I'm doing leagues better for sure. This new woman is so healthy for me, and we try to expand on good communication and honesty and respect for boundaries all the time. I'm really lucky. Dude. That's great. Glad to hear you're doing better. Wait, was this with the new woman or the old one? I'm 5 feet 0 inches. My boyfriend and I were at a party. And I met a friend of his called Tanya. Conversation in the car after the party. Me. Ro. Tanya is really sweet. And she's hot. Him. Well. She's short. So she automatically falls into the cute category. My 5 feet 0 inches ass then just said oh. And he immediately realized what he said and frantically tried to backpedal. It was pretty funny. I was not offended. But I did bring it up every so often to annoy him. Edit. Formatting. I think he was trying to avoid calling her hot but didn't think far enough ahead. Yep. Pretty sure that's what had happened. I don't get it. Why is it bad you're cute? Cute is nice. It is adorable. But it's also a bit childlike and doesn't sound very compatible with sexy. And sometimes you want to be called hot, sexy, etc. By or so. Well. I tickled the shit out of my pregnant wife a couple days ago and she promised to ruin sex for us. Last night as I was about to climax. She hugs me and comes in close to my ear and says, "Oh yeah baby, spray it into your daughter's face." Yup. Never messing with that woman again. Edit. Ro. Never thought this would blow up, and first time I've ever gotten silver and gold. Thanks kind strangers. I'll be sure to let my wife know. This is totally going to reinforce her behavior. FML. I tickled the shit out of my pregnant wife. Not gonna lie, I thought this was going a different way at first. Holy crap, your wife sounds awesome. Is she single? I wish I could give you more upvotes, LMAO. That's the moment he found out the gender of the baby. We were taking a shower together. I was super gassy. I opened the shower curtain to fart. It smelled terrible and the smell wasn't going away. Turns out I had shut it on the edge of the shower. My so handled it very well but immediately got out. Edit. Didn't realize this was on Ask Men, so obligatory. I'm not a man but. This just makes it 10x better. So did he dump you right then? Pun intended. Was giving my GF a massage and told her she had no shoulders, meaning she had no muscles. Boy did she take that the wrong way and thought I called her fat. LMAO, I'm picturing what would happen if my so said I didn't have any shoulders. I tend to take things very literally, so I'd end up being like, if I didn't have shoulders could I do this? Waves arms around like wavy wacky inflatable tube man. One day my girlfriend was texting me complaining about dealing with a certain coworker. The things she was complaining about were rather small. And I wasn't in a great mood and just wasn't ready to deal with it, as I was also busy at work. So I made the mistake of texting her, "Hey, just relax." As soon as I saw the text send, I knew I had messed up bad. Follow it up with, "It's going to be okay. I'm here for you. You just saved a lot of lives." After the tension finally calmed down a few days later, we talked it out and agreed that it's best to let her vent and get it all out. And then I can say things like that. I agree it is important to make sure you add things like "I'm here for you." In that situation I just went brain dead for a quick second and made a mistake every man should know. Never tell your girl to calm down or relax when she's angry. Never say that to anyone when they're angry, tbh. It's invalidating. We were at a sushi restaurant and they had an ugly roll on the menu. I pointed it out. He asked what it was. I said something along the lines of it was him. I could tell he was hurt and I felt so bad as soon as I said it. I wasn't thinking and I could have easily made it into a compliment, so yeah. Instant regret. I was in a very toxic, very overdrawn first love relationship at 19 years old with a 21-year-old girl with borderline personality disorder. The whole story is one slap upside the head after another. But one night, she and I were broken up and I was out drinking with my best friend. Of course he and I end up over at her place where she and a friend or two were doing the same. The night progresses. Drinks are had. And my best friend's new GF shows up who kind of knows my girl. But definitely knows the horrid situation the whole thing was. As was tradition. Late in the night my girl and I get into an argument about something in the living room while my best friend and his GF are in the adjoining bathroom where he is presumably getting a scolding about being out where he is. With who he is. As drunk as he is. In the living room I have successfully calmed down my girl about whatever it was she was screaming about. I had fought hard to get there and was hoping beyond hope the peace would last. At that moment. In the first lull in our conversation in half an hour and when all else in the house was quiet. From the bathroom we both hear my best friend defend himself to his girlfriend's scolding by saying the only reason I'm out tonight is that Annahol's best friend said he wanted to party with slups. She and I both heard it. And in what felt like slow-mo her head turned back towards me. The fragile piece was broken. And I swear to God I saw the flames ignite in her eyes. For the first time I can confidently say username checks out. Any you must be here for said party. Well, of course. I didn't just stumble in. Best comment of the day. I worked at McDonald's, mainly was the cashier. Finished my last shift after quitting. Went to the store later that evening to buy a drink. I walked up to the lady at the counter and said, "Hi there, how can I help you?" McDonald's point eggs had kicked in, and I had to apologize for making 0 cents.